What's up, everybody? We're sitting here with local SMFL legend and alumni. He's currently getting ready for the 24-25 season at Eastern Michigan as a quarterback. It is my pleasure to announce our first guest on the Season 2 podcast for Figuring It Out. Please give a round of applause for Drew Viotto.
Thanks for having me, boys.
First and foremost, for anyone who doesn't know who you are, who are you? How did you start playing football? What's kind of a quick rundown of the story?
Yeah, so Drew Viotto, Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Started playing football in around 5th grade, started in SMFL. That's why Evan calls me SMFL legend. Won one championship, not good enough. But started playing SMFL 5th grade, fell in love with it. Was playing hockey and basketball, like hockey like every other Sioux kid did when they were young.
Yeah.
But fell in love with football 5th grade and never stopped playing since. Been obsessed with it.
That's awesome. And where are you at now as far as the football career? Where is it advanced since 5th grade?
So I'm in my...
think we're just, doing some sort of wash-up.
No. I'm a second-year university, sophomore year at Eastern Michigan University. Sorry, redshirt freshman, because I redshirted last year at Minnesota, transferred to Eastern Michigan, and I'm currently a quarterback for the Eastern Michigan Eagles.
Let's go. That's wild. What was it like going to high school in the United States?
It was great. It was a great experience. I loved it. I loved every second of it. Very thankful for it. It was what I had to do. Of course, I would love to stay home, be with my family, like all my cousins at high school here, but had to make the move. But I'm very thankful for it, and it was really a dream come true because I ended up where I wanted to be, and I wouldn't have got there without going to high school in Michigan. So
what's that like having to, you moved away, bouncing back and forth from the Sioux to visit in Eastern Michigan. What's that like? You love coming home or what?
Oh, I love coming home. It's great to come up. See, I'm proud of where I'm from, so great to come back, get my nanas cooking, get their grandparents, get to see everybody, get to see shout out cousin Johnny. He's sitting over here. Christopher, Jenna, Kyla, great to see all of them. See my aunts, uncles, but. Get in Lake Superior, go jet skiing, fishing, do all that.
The water life.
But when I was down there, I would only come up really for weekends because I had school. So it'd be like a quick 3-4 day visit, maybe miss a Friday or half a day Friday, come up visit. But it was quick visits, and I loved it. I love coming back. It's great. It's great to leave and then come back and visit. It's a great place to just come visit for a few days and few days to a week. And
I definitely found more appreciation for Sault Ste. Marie, especially after I left, just because down south we don't have these beautiful things. Like we don't have lakes and mountains and beautiful forests to go hiking and just go fishing with your buddies. Like all my friends down there, when I talk about that to them, they look at me like I have two heads. They have no idea what I'm talking about. So
no, they don't know.
It's definitely special living up here and being from the Sioux.
Camp life,
yeah. Not cottage, camp life.
So I'm most curious about like what's it like the difference between going to high school like in the States compared to Canada. Like is it like the movies at all? Like like the homecoming stuff like that? Like what's it like? Yeah,
it's like less dramatic than the movies are, but it's all that homecoming, senior night, the American dream, basically, That's what one of my cousins told me, uncle cousin. So, but it's great, besides they grade harder down there.
Really?
I'd have a 95, 96 thinking I'm getting an A+.
Let me guess, like 79's like what, C+?
Yeah.
What was the whole like process like as far as like your offers? When did you get your first offer? What was that experience like for one, as far as just like excitement in general? How did the offer come in, and then what were some like other offers you got after that?
Yeah, so my first offer was from Central Michigan, who are now one of my rivals at Eastern Michigan. But so at that time, they had to go through like my coach to contact me because it was illegal for them to call me directly. So they went through my high school coach at the time, and they like called me down to the office. He was on the phone, handed me the phone. It was like the recruiting area coach. He was the tight ends coach for Central Michigan at the time. I don't know if he's still there or not. I think he is, but he was like the area coach for my high school, like the recruiter. So he was on the phone, he was like, just keep working, but we're gonna give you your first offer. And actually, funny story from that day, the quarterback who was like a couple years older than me, he was in his junior year at the time. Me and him were talking about, like, he was like, you're gonna end up with like 40 offers. Like, he was just like hyping me up and stuff that day. And then, like,
that was your first offer?
Yeah, in that same class, I got my first offer.
And was it because you were too young, so it was illegal for them to call you directly?
Yeah. So
okay.
Until you're a junior in high school, they have to like go through a coach.
Okay, that's weird, because I remember when I was playing basketball in grade 12, I got my first offer, and it was just like right to my email. Like, I remember no one even called me. Yeah, it was crazy.
What school? What school offered you?
I think it was Cambrian College. Yeah,
nice.
It was wild.
So then, in your high school, in your regular high school career, what was the best kind of year?
It was for sure my senior year. My freshman year, I'll start with that. So the team I wasn't playing at the time, but I was just that team was loaded. We had a receiver go to Purdue, who's at USF now, South Florida, and then we had another safety go to Northern Illinois. We had a few other guys go play D2.
Stack team.
Yeah, loaded team.
Yeah.
And we made the state semifinals, lost by 2 points. But it was a crazy game just to even see. Yeah. And I learned so much from I'm a visual learner. So just even being a part of that environment, that game is just like, that's what fired me up for the rest of high school. Like, I want to get back to this. Yeah. But my senior year, we lost like 2 games. We were a very good team. We pretty much dominated everyone that was in our conference. And one of my best friend and my teammate, Darius Taylor, who's at Minnesota still, running back there, he's killing it. But me and him, we were like the dynamic duo. Yeah. He was killing it on the ground game. I was killing it through the air. And we lost a couple games, lost in the second round of playoffs in a heartbreaker. Lost to an all-boys school, so they're always tough to beat. But private school, yeah. So that was the most memorable year, was my senior year. I was playing last year. I knew I was off to college in a little bit, so I just enjoyed every second of it. We had a great team. Loved all those guys still.
And is that when all the main offers started rolling in, was senior year?
Well, so I got most of my junior year, and then I was committed to Minnesota in May before the season.
Oh, okay.
Because I knew like I wanted to get it done and like just have my mind focused on the season and not have to worry about, I got to put up a certain amount of yards to get recruited and not have that even a thought to be in my head. But so I was committed before the seaon started. Okay. So I was clear-headed, focused all on the boys and getting it done.
That jump from high school to Big Ten, Minnesota, like, is it a big gap? Is it like otherworldly, like when you get into Minnesota and everything, the training, the facilities, like how different is it?
Yeah, so like the training and workouts was a big jump for sure, because high school you don't really do as much as you like. College, it's daily. Yeah. Like it's long days, extra work on top of that. So you gotta go all out with it in college. But high school was more laid back and chill because we knew like we had a pretty good team. So we prepared hard, of course, and we practiced hard, but it was more laid back than college. And then like the biggest thing, the speed wasn't crazy because I played 7-on-7 with sound mind, sound body. And I was exposed to so much speed. We went to tournaments in Florida and stuff, so I got to see real speed, like Florida speed. It's no joke. And it took some adjusting to, but then once I got to Minnesota, I was like, I've seen this speed before. So the biggest, like, I just had to learn the plays, and it was different terminology. It's like longer play calls. Like you see like those videos of like guys going into the draft and they do like the quizzes and like the long play calls they get. So it was stuff like that, just like transitioning, but it wasn't a crazy jump. I'm not trying to be cocky or anything, but it wasn't a crazy jump for me. It was just different playbook, and just had to learn it all, really.
Quickly, what does the schedule look like as far as like being a college athlete? Like what is the full day as far as morning to night look like? What was an average day? Yeah,
so I'll say Minnesota and Eastern Michigan were kind of opposite. So I'll start with Minnesota. So during the season, I'd be up at 5:30 a.m. during the season pretty much every day, because I was like, we'd lifted before practice. We'd practice in the morning. So I'd get up, still sore from the day before. So, I had to get in the hot tub, do some treatment stuff before, go lift. Then we'd have 2 hours of meetings. Practice start would be at 10:30, 11 o'clock. Practice for 2 hours, shower up, get lunch, and then head to class. Head to class 2 or 3 classes a day usually. Yeah. Come back, have dinner, go do extra meetings, because, you're playing a Big Ten team. You got to get ready. So got to do extra preparation. And then as far as Eastern Michigan, we just finished our spring ball up. So So a day would look like practice day for me would be we'd have mandatory breakfast check, and then I'd have class in the morning, and then I'd be at the facility like 2.5 hours early, just studying like the installs that's going in. So I make sure I know, and like I don't want to overstudy, so like I'm not overthinking there, but I just want to make sure I understand because it's all like hand signal stuff. So you got to know it all as a quarterback, like pass protection. You got to know the run game. You got to know everything. So I was there making sure I understood everything that was going in that day. And I'd also do some treatment stuff before. And then we'd have like 20 period practices. So like they're like 5-minute periods. So it would be a couple hours for sure. And then hour and a half, 2 hours. And then after practice, the quarterbacks would lift.
Okay,
so we'd lift after practice and then shower up, grab dinner, and head home. And really, once you got home, you ate. You chilled out for a little bit. For me, I was watching film, seeing not only myself but watching other guys. Just learning as much as possible because it's a new school, so got to learn it.
Yeah.
Especially
who would you compare yourself to in the NFL right now? What kind of quarterback do you think you're most compared to?
I'm a big fan of Joe Burrow. Yeah. So far he's the only guy to beat Pat Mahomes. So he wins no matter what. LSU. Now he's in Cincy doing his thing, and I feel like we're similar because we able to make all the throws. We run when we need to. We're athletic enough to do it, but we sit in that pocket, throw that ball. Yeah. So that's who I'd compare myself to.
I'm curious, what was the Big Ten atmosphere like?
Oh, it was crazy. There's some crazy ones. Not only Minnesota, the home atmosphere, especially because Minnesota gets cold. It's like Canada up there. Yeah. So like once it got cold, the environment wasn't that crazy. But the first few games, nuts. We played the first home game under the lights. It was on Fox, FS1. We played Nebraska, won at a field goal in like the last 30 seconds, and it was crazy. That environment was crazy. And then the away games were nuts. Iowa, those fans, because what else is there in Iowa?
Yeah,
really. Like there's no pro sports teams. Yeah. Exactly. You see the fans for Caitlin Clark.
So I couldn't imagine.
The Iowa fans in the stands are like right on, like they're just like yelling right at you.
Beacon right in your ear.
And then Purdue was actually crazy. Purdue had a great student section, and they were close to the sideline too. They were talking all types of stuff to us.
Any crazy fan stories? Any funny stories at a Big Ten game that happened?
Yeah, so Iowa, I didn't start this year, so I was like helping out with some signals. I was holding up boards so the quarterback could like know what defense he was about to see. And I was going to pick
so you're just holding up like Bristol boards or something?
Yeah, so they were just big signs. I think like there's a couple times if you like rewatch the game, I think you could like see me because the camera angle showed our sideline. Yeah. So I was holding up boards, and like if there was a certain guy out there, like it helped me because I learned it helped me understand defenses even more because Iowa plays a kind of complicated scheme. So I'd hold up a board when I saw a certain guy. Yeah. And the quarterback would see the board, know what he's about to see, so it helped him out as much as possible. But so the crazy part was I was going to pick up the boards, and a fan was like right front row, reached over to talk, and he was like, "Hey Viotto, what's your role?" I was like, "Damn, he got me."
Yeah,
he got me.
I don't know what my role is. I'm holding boards today.
I'm just a board holder today.
I'm just holding up the sign, man.
I'm just trying to help the team win. And we won the game. Yeah. It was a controversial.
Did you find him after? And let him know your role was to win that game?
No, I couldn't say anything. He got me, and
you're just choked up.
I was laughing, honestly. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah.
One of the main reasons I asked you to come on this podcast, just because our whole thing for this podcast is, as you can see on the hats.
Great hats, by the way.
Thank you. It's figuring out. We're a bunch of 20-year-olds. We're trying to figure it out. You in the football scene, Carter with his business, me making videos, going to school. I want to just get your take on if there's any, whether it's mental, physical traits or attributes that you had growing up or you garnered over a period of time to help succeed in your field, specifically as a quarterback, and what are they?
Yeah, so as a quarterback, you get all the attention, good and bad. Yeah. And, there's times where you got to, take accountability for things, and that's just part of playing the position. Something for me that I had to learn at a young age. It's not – I was like 14, 15 having to figure out, like, why is there so many haters and doubters? Like, I'm just trying to live out my dream and, like, obviously I didn't reach my full potential in SMFL, so that comes with training that I was doing and stuff. So just focusing on what I knew what I wanted to do. I knew that I was in the right place to do it, and now it's just about me doing it. And like you guys are figuring it out. You're killing it with your business. This podcast is great, and you're doing your thing with the filming, the camera work. But it was tough to figure out as a 15-year-old, but I never wavered from what I want. I never wavered from what I wanted. Yeah. I knew football was like my calling, and that's what I wanted to do.
Blocking out the noise.
Block out the noise. Focus on look out. That's why I've heard this, like, the front mirror is bigger than the rear view mirror for a reason.
Jelly roll, baby.
So you can't worry about what's going on behind you. You got to focus straight ahead and stay locked in, basically.
You're crazy until you do it, right? That's basically it. Everyone thinks you're crazy until you do it.
And it works.
Yeah. That's good.
So any advice for younger players who want to get to that next level as far as where you're at now?
Yeah, so my advice would be, start training look up college athletes, what they do in a day, and start doing that now. Because if you do that, once you get there, you're going to be used to it. And Canadian University, American, regardless, train hard, work hard, because it all pays off in the end. That's one big thing. It might suck while you're doing it and you're like, oh, man, I don't want to do this. Everybody has days where they don't want to do things. I found that the days where I was like, I don't want to do this, I had the best workouts. Yeah. I stuck with it. So to any young athlete, just stick with it. Stick with the plan and just keep working.
Embrace the suck.
Yeah, embrace it. Embrace it.
Enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for coming on the pod, Drew. That was awesome. First episode of season 2.
Yeah. Dude, I can't believe the first episode. I know it's so last minute, but again, thank you so much for hopping on here. I'm glad we were able to do it. Best of luck in the upcoming season. Me and Carter are definitely looking forward to watching you.
Yeah. Let me know. I'll get you guys tickets.
Yeah.
Dude, we'll be there.
It was great to be on the podcast. Thanks
of course. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you all very much for watching the first episode of season 2. Like, subscribe, comment down below. We'll see you guys in the next one.